One of the most remarkable locations on the island, the North Shore may be reached from Waikiki and Honolulu by car in around 1 hour. A stunning bay that is brimming with history and customs can be found just over 4.5 miles away from the historic district of Halewa. If you ever find yourself on the island of Oahu, you should make your way up to the North Shore and spend a day in Waimea Bay, which is widely considered to be one of the best beaches on the entire island. Welcome to Hotels and Cities, the channel that focuses on great places to visit and worthwhile travel destinations for you and your loved ones. Before we jump into today's video, don't forget to click that subscribe button and that bell icon to always be updated on all things travel. Now let's get into it. Aside from the proliferation of food trucks, the North Shore of Oahu has not undergone many significant changes in the past 30 years. Since the island settlement, the locals have consistently fought against the construction of any new buildings or structures in this region, as they prefer to preserve its natural state. The Turtle Bay Hilton is the only big hotel on the North Coast, and it is positioned virtually at the very northern extremity of the island in the middle of nowhere. Due to the fact that it has attractions throughout the year, Waimea Bay is likely the beach on the North Shore that has the most visitors. Large waves roll into the harbor throughout the winter months, making it an ideal spot for boogie boarding and body surfing. As a result of the sandy bottom of the harbor, the majority of surfers head out toward the northern point where there is a reef. This beach is an entirely different place during the summer months than it is any other time of the year. The ocean is calm and transparent, making it an excellent location for water sports such as swimming, snorkeling, and free diving. The water depth ranges from roughly 20 to 30 feet. However, if you travel to either side of the bay, there is nice snorkeling, and there is a strong chance that you will encounter some turtles. The middle of the bay is all sand, and it is only a few hundred feet offshore. Do bear in mind that these turtles are protected and that it is against the law to grab them or pick them up in any way. You will be subject to a large fine for doing so. If you're extremely fortunate, you might even come across the elusive puppyfish, which is known to surface from the depths of the ocean on rare occasions. One of the other primary draws of Waimea Bay during the summer is a massive rock that visitors can scale to the top of and dive off it. This rock is accessible from the shore, and it features a variety of jumping heights ranging from 5 to 25 feet. If you're interested in pursuing a career as a human cannonball or a cliff diver, the top of this rock is a wonderful sight to begin your training because it is always crowded with people all throughout the summer. This beach has the capacity to host a significant number of visitors, significantly more than the parking lot can allow. If you're looking to get a spot in the main parking lot, you will have a difficult time unless you arrive before 9 in the morning. It is possible that you will need to park near Waimea Valley across the street or further up the hill. In addition, I am under the impression that parking at the Saints Peter and Paul Mission on the eastern shore of the bay costs roughly $10 per day. After spending a day at Waimea Bay, one of my favorite things to do is to drive back to the nearby town of Halewa, where there is a small beach, have some shaved ice, and hang out for a while. I had a lot of fun exploring all of these local surf stores. A good number of them are one of a kind, and I could spend all day in this town without becoming bored. The Eddie A. Big Wave Surfing Tournament is conducted at Waimea Bay on an annual basis, and the competition window is the period of time beginning on December 1st and ending on the last day of February. In order for this competition to take place on the open sea, the waves will need to be at least 60 feet high. In the event that these requirements are not satisfied, the competition will not go ahead as planned. Because Eddie Aikayu was such a famous and revered lifeguard, the event is named after him. Eddie was not only the first lifeguard at Waimea Bay, but he was also the first lifeguard on the North Shore. Over the course of his career, Eddie was responsible for saving more than 500 lives. Eddie was also a big wave rider, and he would frequently go out in waters with waves reached at least 30 feet in height, even when no one else would. This eventually became a catchphrase that was printed on t-shirts and bumper stickers in the following years. Eddie would meet a tragic end, though, as Eddie passed away in March of 1978 as a result of his historic effort to save the crew of the overturned Hokulea off the shore of Molokai. His death was caused by his heroic efforts to save the crew. There is a stunning memorial that was built in honor of Eddie that is located near Waimea Bay. Additionally, there are a number of documentaries that have been produced about him and his life, and I highly recommend watching those. On the North Shore, there is a wide variety of choices available in terms of dining establishments. If you are in the vicinity of Sharks Cove and are interested in grabbing some lunch, there is a location directly across the street from the cove that features a number of different food trucks and a wide selection of food options, including tacos, burritos, prawns, and acai bowls. I have to admit that the food that was served here was really nice, and it is a good place to stop at if you have more than one craving. The spam musabi is my all-time favorite snack that I can have whenever I want. They're not only inexpensive, but also tasty and satisfying. You can acquire them at any gas station, convenience store, or grocery store. They contain just enough calories to hold you over until your next meal. And as one last piece of advice before I wrap up this video, Malibu has a number of different stands selling shaved ice, the most well-known of which is Matsumoto's, but I've always found that place to be a bit overhyped and busy. You can find shaved ice that is just as wonderful directly across the street, where there will be fewer people there and the lines will be shorter. And there you have it, folks. We hope you enjoyed our video on Waimea Bay, Hawaii, on the North Shore of Oahu. If you found this video helpful, then make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and share it with your family and friends who are also interested in checking out Waimea Bay. And as always, if you found our videos helpful, then make sure to click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell as well to always be notified whenever we have a new video. We'll see you next time.